Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today we're going to be talking about the 5, 6, and 7 of Cups, the cards astrologically connected to the 3 deacons of Scorpio. The 5 of Cups represents the first deacon of it. It is about October 21st to October 31st, around Halloween, that this card represents. The 6 of Cups is the one that takes up the first 10 days of November, and the 7 of Cups is that last deacon of Scorpio right before Sagittarius starts, about November 11th to November 20th. Now, the reason I'm sharing these cards isn't because of their astrological correspondences. If that's something that you want to learn and something you want to see, there's videos available for that. I'll put that link to that playlist down in the description below so it's easily found for you. But what I wanted to talk about and why I want to talk about these 3 cards is the sequence they go together. I think they flow more beautifully than any of the other ones between 1 and 10 of the minor arcana. Like, take the 5 of Cups here. You see this illustration? It's the card that I call the crying over spilled milk card, because the focus is very much on these 3 cups right here. You know, what's been lost? 3 is the number of creativity and creation itself, the Empress of the major arcana, so it might be a focus on the creations that didn't work out. Maybe the ones we did and, we just don't have anymore. This is the card of loss and focusing on that loss. But the 5 at the top, you see right there is the 5, and you've got that change and transformation energy of it, the Hierophant of the major arcana. Now, the way I see the Hierophant is it's the teacher card. So these things of our past, the things we have to let go of, the things we have to look away from so we can see what's still available, that is the teaching aspect of it. It's learning from those experiences so we can turn around and do something new. Those 2 cups there on the side, 2 is the number of kindness, compassion, empathy, thought processes, choices, balance, and intuition. It's the high priestess of the major arcana. So by turning away from this and letting those negative emotions go, we're able to trust our intuitions more to change and transform our lives for the better. Now, the 5, this is the Rider-Waite-Smith, the Wiser Tarot to be exact, by Wiser Books. And I love the illustrations of these cards. Like the painting, the watercolor and everything. It's my favorite Rider-Waite-Smith example, of all my collection. And it just, I love the fact that there is the blue, there is the blue, and there is the blue. And it gets a little bit brighter when we get to this card. The 6 of Cups is that card in between the 5 and the 7. And this is the card of nostalgia. And the energy of 6, that is self-reflection. It's the Lovers of the major arcana. So it kind of says, we're not completely letting go of this pain. We're not letting go of what's been lost. We've learned from it. And when we learn from it, we can reflect on it. And we can learn to love again. Learn to find something else that fills us up. This is the card, remembering our childhoods. And at the time of this video coming out, like this past week, I have been living in that nostalgia aspect, just thinking back to the childhood, getting excited for the holiday season and everything coming up. Not so much anymore, but that longing, that longing for the past that 5 of Cups represents. Learning from those experiences, though, it can help us love again. It can help us make better memories. So that 6 number self-reflection and the Lover says, by letting go of the pain and focusing on learning what that thing has to teach us, those experiences, that spilled milk, as I call it, what it has to teach us can help us make whatever choice we want to make moving forward. And that's why these are my 3 favorite cards in the sequence for this kind of energy, because all of that knowledge, when we're able to look away from what's been lost, trust our intuitions to focus on what's new, we can take that knowledge, take that childhood, take those memories we still have with us, and begin making the choices of what we want to do next. 7 in numerology is the energy of overcoming obstacles that stand in the way of success. And the obstacle that this card represents is there's so many choices, there's so many opportunities, so many things that we can do, so many things that can fill us up with happiness and fulfill us. And this says, you have to take that time to pay attention to those little details. And the more our intuitions are strengthened, the more we learn from those experiences and let love lead us moving forward, the more we can trust ourselves to make whichever choice we want to make. That is the sequence. That is the energy of the 5, 6, and 7. By learning from the experience of the past and turning away from the sadness of that past, we can trust ourselves once we've reflected on it and to get behind the wheel of our lives and drive ourselves forward. There's so much potential, so much opportunity with what still remains, what's still possible. And when we're able to reflect on it and learn from those experiences and smile because we lived through it, we can absolutely make whatever choice we want to make moving forward. Now, I have a couple other illustrations that I want to show you with the 5, 6, and 7 of Cups. And first, I am going to start with the Cosmic Wisdom Tarot by Ethany. I love how the box and everything just does that. It's really cool. And the illustrations I have for those are as follows. We've got the 5 right there, which is very similar to that 5, but there's slightly more color to it. There's slightly more potential, but it's still kind of the same illustration there, where you've got the 3 cups down here, but you don't actually you don't have the the negativity as much as you have with that card right there. It doesn't seem as somber. Like, she's almost looking up. She's almost forgiving that past. And she's able to, just like this guy right here, she's able to turn around and see what still remains and trust her intuition. This is dark. It's like the illustration and the colors and everything is that time right after the storm goes over and that sun is coming back out. And that's what this card represents, that 5 energy, change and transformation. It says, after every single storm, there's change, there's transformation, there's new, brighter days ahead of us. That leads us to the 6 of Cups with this energy. Let's get that card back out. And there is the 6 of Cups. And I love this illustration. I think it might be one of my all-time favorites of the 6 of Cups, because you have that energy right there. Not only, it's not children anymore. She's an adult. So not only does this represent, remembering that childhood, it reminds us that just because we're adults doesn't mean we can't still have fun. We can still embrace that inner child and have fun, When was the last time you got a bubble and wands and started blowing bubbles? Just like this illustration represents, learn to live again, learn to love again, look away from the past so we can see what still remains and have fun and enjoy our lives. And then the 7 of Cups, again, the illustrations are rather similar to that of the Rider-Waite, but there you've got the 7 of Cups. We've learned, we're embracing that inner child, we're having fun and making new memories, which gives us the opportunity to begin something again, to make whatever choice we want, because we have that confidence to get behind the wheel and make the choice that fills us with the most joy, to pay attention to those little details in order to decide what we want to do next. You've got that table, you have all those opportunities, you've got all the ideas here in the clouds. And it says, by learning from those experiences of the past, reflecting on them, looking away from the pain and learning what it has to teach us, we can absolutely make whatever choice we want moving forward. Now, those are as I said, the Ethany Cosmic Wisdom Tarot. And then, of course, no energy, no descriptions of different illustrations. This video wouldn't be complete without the Deviant Moon Tarot by Patrick Valencia. Now, this deck is so worked with, so used. The box itself, like you can see, I'm just showing you the box and how messed up the box is. But the cards inside, no, still perfect, still wonderful, and still my favorite illustrations. And each of these, the reason I want to show them, are different than the ones that you see here. Just take the 5 of Cups, for example. And these 2 illustrations right here, they're alone. There's nobody around them, nobody filling them with sadness. But the Deviant Moon Tarot is different. Is this his mother? Is this his wife? It's just whoever it is the one filling them with sadness. They're kind of got their hands in their ears and everything, or their fingers in their ears going, la, 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 I can't hear you. So they can change that situation and get out of it, but they're still focused on it. That's the energy of the 5 of Cups, focusing on what's been lost, not seeing what still remains. This illustration might be a lot different than these 2, but that meaning is still very much the same, but it gives us something else that we might not have had before. That's the reason we feel sad, the reason we feel depressed. It might not be because we've lost something. It might be the voices and everything that people have filled us with before. We can't change our emotions. We can't transform our lives and change our mindsets if we're focused on that inner voice being something that's just filling us with doubt and anxiety. By changing that mindset, looking away from what's been lost and doing what this dude does and just putting your hands in your ears, your fingers in your ears and going, la, 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 you can start trusting your intuition. You can start looking within. You can start letting go of the past. The 6 of Cups, well, what can I say? I love Deviant Moon Tarot, and it's just the illustrations are like nothing else. And there is the 6 of Cups from the Deviant Moon Tarot. And I love this illustration because it's like good and evil. They're playing out for these children to watch. And as we think about our own pasts, we learn from those experiences. We have good experiences, we have bad experiences. That self-reflection and lover's energy of the Six of Cups, that kind of shows by taking that time to reflect on where we've been, to forgive ourselves and to forgive others for our past experiences that we don't exactly, appreciate, we don't really enjoy, that brought us down. By reflecting on them and loving who we are in the here and now, we absolutely can begin learning from it. We can begin trusting ourselves to make whatever choice we want moving forward. The play right here playing out reminds us, just like this illustration did, just like this illustration, even if we're adults, even if that childhood is behind us, that doesn't mean we can't play that part, still embrace that inner child and have fun and enjoy life by forgiving the past and looking away from what's been lost or what's been told to us in the past. We can absolutely begin creating and better memories, more loving, fulfilling and memories than we might have even had before. Then the Seven of Cups, again, Deviant Moon just takes things and makes it a little bit different, which is what I love. There's potential here, there's potential here, and there is a whole lot of potential here. But the obstacle here, the difference that we seem to see, is that he's distracted. He's already working on something. He's already focused on something new. How is he going to be able to start something else if he's just, working on something else? So you have to take that time to let go of the past. This one seems to be still focused on something else that they're already doing, and there's still opportunities, still potential there. So when we're able to look away from that pain of the past and learn from it, and we don't let those other voices and those other opinions keep us from trusting ourselves and trusting our intuitions, then we can start playing a new game, making more memories, doing something that we love to do, and the choice is always ours. So that's the energy and the sequence of Scorpio, and why I feel like that's why it's in the zodiac wheel that we have. Sagittarius is the zodiac sign that follows Scorpio, and that energy there kind of reminds you that just because you fell into that ocean of emotion and you had those negative emotions doesn't mean that your story is over. Death might be the astrological major arcana card connected to Scorpio, but Temperance is that card that follows death. Temperance is the card that represents Sagittarius, and that Sagittarius energy shows learning from those experiences of the past. Temperance energy reminds us to temper the doubt, temper those negative voices, learn from those experiences, and learn as we go, as we make the choice to follow something new. So whatever might be holding you under, whatever you might not be able to let go of, to release, the 5, 6, and 7 of Cups says it's absolutely possible to let go of that past, to keep going and make more memories by learning from the memories of the past. And that future, remember, that future is never set in stone. It's never written. It's the choices that you make today, the choices that are in front of you that give you that power to make whatever choice you want in the here and now. Change that mindset. Let those experiences be the teacher you need to be, when you reflect on it, you can let love lead you in everything you do and make whatever choice that you want moving forward. I don't really have anything else to say about this, so this will be a rather short video. But yeah, these cards, the sequence of it, the energy of Scorpio is like letting go of the pain of the past so we can keep going and move forward and trust ourselves and our intuitions to do so. If you like any of these illustrations or any of these decks and you would like a reading, like a personalized reading with any of these decks, then feel free to comment on this video, message me on either of the socials, or book one directly on my website. All of that will be in the link below. There are the 3 decks if you want to check them out too. I do believe this one is out of print now, but it might not be. You can check a Wiser Tarot, Deviant Moon Tarot, and Cosmic Wisdom Tarot. Different illustrations, but share the same similar meaning with a little bit extra that you might not have gotten before. As always, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again in the next one.